it's Liz here, coming to you. I haven't been on here for ages. I've been posting my concerts and stuff like that. I wanted to make a video about my experience with weighted blankets. I know many of you with EDS, POTS, Marcel, Sjogren's, lots and lots of different issues, health issues, either have one or might be thinking about getting one. And I just wanted to give my own personal experience on having a weighted blanket. This isn't by any means saying that this is the same for everyone. I know many people who love their weighted blankets. I know some people who can only have them in the day, or like for naps, they can't have them at night because it can put pressure on their joints. So with EDS. But I will tell you about my experience. So I have had restless legs for years and used to take magnesium for that, and it worked quite well. And then when I started to get my stomach issues, the magnesium was making my stomach worse. So I stopped taking that. And when I lost the feeling in my feet and my lower legs last year, I noticed that my sleep was pretty bad because I was having sensory issues with anything on my legs. So I couldn't really cope with the duvet, and I also felt very cold and I couldn't regulate my temperature. And I also share a bed with my husband. So I was struggling with the heat from him, the heat of the duvet. So I needed my own blanket. So I was just having like a fleecy blanket on me and sleeping on top of the duvet, and that was enough. But I was starting to get restless again and not feeling quite good, not sleeping that well. So I decided I'd looked for months and months all the weighted blankets. There's so many out there. There's like the top end, the cheaper end, and you have to do it properly because the weighted blankets are basically done so that you can choose again between a single or a double. So if you share one with someone, and you both want a blanket, that's good. But I would recommend the single if it's only you that has the issue, because it's very heavy. Now you have to get a blanket that is 10% of your body weight. So for example, I got the 9 kilogram blanket because I weigh over 90 kilograms. Now I was thinking that, so basically, I'm trying to explain it in a way that's like in order really to help you. So I did a lot of research and saw ones for £40 or £50 and thought that was quite a lot. And I thought, if I'm going to get one, I want to get a really good quality one because it's important. Like, sleep is important. And also having lots of allergies, I had to make sure that it was allergy friendly and there was no anything that was going to make my sleep worse or my breathing or my allergies worse. So I went with the company Calm Koala. They're a well-known company, created by this guy. It's an amazing company. What I liked about it was that the cover is rewashable. So what a weighted blanket in this case is that there's like a very thin duvet inside with the weights in, and it's got ties, and you tie it inside. So the way when it arrives, it's already set up. But if you want to wash it, you basically untie all the ties. There's quite a lot of them because it has to stay in place. And then you untie them, and you can take the cover off to wash it, because obviously it's like any duvet cover, you need to wash it. And it's very, very easy to do. But I, with my shoulders, my EDS, had to get my husband to do it because I was really shocked how heavy it was. Now I'm obviously a heavy person. I'm, not hiding that at all. But I was really shocked how heavy it was. I couldn't lift the blanket on my own, and that to me was insane. So anyway, one side is like silk. It's actual proper real silk. I mean, my blanket personally cost me £103, and that was reduced from 140. That's how much roughly the really good makes are. And one side is silk, so in the summer, it's really weird because you think it's a heavy blanket, it's going to be hot. It's so cooling. It's like having a cooling towel on you. And then for the winter, or if you just suffer from the cold in general, there's a nice a bit like a fleecy, suede material that's really cozy. And the single will more than cover you anyway, size wise. So I tried it for, you get a 30-day like guarantee. So like if you don't like it, you can send it back. So the first week I didn't really find any benefits. I was waking up actually more, and my heart was racing, like I was panicking, and I was shaking, and I had no idea why. And so then I was like, okay, maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. So anyway, I persevered, and the following week I had one night of amazing sleep where I didn't wake up at all in the night, which is unheard of for me. I slept right through from like 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. And I was like, yes, it's working. It's great. Anyway, the next few days after that, it went back to the same of waking up in the middle of the night or early in the morning if I persevered with the blanket. And the trouble was also that because I share a bed, I wanted to be careful for the weighted blanket not to fall on my husband's side of the bed to hit him. And if you turn over, then the weighted blanket for me on the end of the bed actually fell off once, and then I couldn't lift it back on. So that was a bit of a problem. The positives are definitely that it feels like you're having a hug. It feels very nice and very comfy once it's on. But I would definitely say the negatives are if you live on your own and you have bad joints like I have at the moment, or your shoulders or your hips really suffer in the night, then I would say that I know a lot of people struggle with the weight of the blanket pushing on their joints. I eventually did a lot of testing myself with the blanket. Whenever I'd wake up having that like feeling of panic, I would do my blood sugars, which were normal. I would do my oxygen levels, which were normal. And I'd do my heart rate, which was high. And I was like, something's not right. Eventually, I went on their website and typed in like what was happening. Nobody seemed to know. And then when I looked up on the internet something else in general about weighted blankets, it said, it calms you down, it helps people with sensory issues, autism, all sorts of health issues, restless legs, all that. I knew all that, but it actually said that it lowers blood pressure. Now, for me, I have POTS and my blood pressure is already low. And for me personally, I know this from the amount of time I spent in hospital last year. When I wake up in the morning, my blood pressure is in my boots because I sleep. I've got my bed head elevated, all that. I've tried having my feet elevated, that made it worse. So I have quite a comfortable sleep and my mattress is amazing. But when I wake up, my blood pressure is very low. In fact, it was once so low that the doctors panicked because it was 78/32. But that was when I was really ill. But it's generally very low when I wake up. So the fact that the blanket was also lowering my blood pressure is why I felt, well, it was just making my POTS go crazy. So that is why I decided to send it back. And actually, I was really worried because the blanket was so heavy. I was like, this is going to be an absolute nightmare to send back. Luckily, I'd kept all the original packaging, plastic cover, the box, everything. And they were amazing. I explained to them why I needed to send it back, what my health issue was. They completely understood. The blanket was in very good condition. I'd only used it for 3 weeks and I'd also washed it once, so it was clean. And so you basically have to send it back via, like, I did it through DPD, and obviously with the weight of it and everything, I had to wrap it back up, and it cost about £16. But considering the cost that I paid for the blanket, I still got the majority of my money back. So I would definitely say do your research. Don't go for the cheaper blankets. If you do, I would say only do that if you want to test them out to see how you find them, because if you don't have POTS, then you might not have that issue. And if you do have POTS, you might not have that issue either, but it's just me personally. Also, I would say make sure that there is a guarantee on it. So if you don't like it, you can send it back, and make sure you make a note of when that is, because I was only 4 days away from the cut-off period. So I would definitely say yeah, do your research, ask around. I asked around in my POTS and EDS community, and a lot of people recommended that company. But there's loads out there. I'll put the link to the company I used in case you're watching this and you've got just restless legs or sensory issues and you want to try it. I got next day delivery, so as long as you order before, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 p.m. maybe, you'll get the next day delivery, and it's free delivery, obviously, because it's a lot. And there's there's different colours and different weights, like I say, so make sure that you order the right weight for your body type and size and everything and weight. So hopefully that's useful to some of you, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer if I can. And that's my experience. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.